Hello everyone, welcome to our KMC training camp. And today it's about our practice 5. Let's solve some word problems. In fact, this type of questions is normally about some real life questions. We can meet it in our daily life. So let's see how can we use mathematical tool and thinking to help us with our real life questions. The first question is, Mother halves the birthday cake. See here, there's the birthday cake, and one half. She then halves again. So first she halves the birthday cake, and then she halves one part of the cake she has just halved. Third step of that, she again halves one of the smaller pieces, and of these smaller pieces, she once more halves one of them. See in the diagram, we know that one of the two smallest pieces weighs 100 grams. So what are we going to find is, how much does the entire cake weigh? So this time we don't know how much does the entire cake weigh at first, but we know finally how much does the smallest piece weigh. Do you still remember this type of question? We have learned that in last year because of our short-term courses. Yes, when we know the result, we want to work backwards to find the original amount. It's called working backwards problems. Okay, we learned this before. And do you still remember how can we solve this type of questions? There are at least two methods. One is by drawing a train diagram and to write down each step in each box. And the second way is to draw a cake diagram. Because this question is about a birthday cake, so let's use a cake one. That means we can use a tool to help us. And we can use a shape to represent the total amount. This is the total amount, the total weight of the entire cake. And then we will cut it into two halves. So first we have to understand, what does half mean? Half means the two parts, they are equal or different. Perfect. It should be equal. Okay, they should be equal. So now let's cut it into two equal parts. Like this. Okay. Then, secondly, mother cut the half of one of the two parts again. So we have to cut one part into two half again. Then she cut the one of the cut part. Of that, she again halves one of the smaller pieces. You see, now among this cake, we got a larger rectangle and also we got another smaller square. So we should cut the smaller one into two half again, two equal parts again. Didn't finish. Of these two smaller pieces, she once more halves one of them. Okay, now let's see, she halves one of them into this. And now let's see, we know one of the smallest pieces weigh 100 grams, sorry. So it should be the smallest square. And we want to find the entire cake. We just need to start from the smallest one and working backwards step by step. Let's see this smaller one and this part. Are they equal? Of course they are equal. They are half of the small rectangle. Okay, so this red part should also be 100. Now let's continue. How about the black rectangle? It's just the half of the small square, right? And it should be equal to the right rectangle. So it's 200. 100 plus 100, or 100 times 2. Let's continue. The square, a little bit bigger or larger square above, it should also be the same as the lower square. So the pink one is equal to 200 plus 100 plus 100, or 200 times 2. We can find it should be 400 grams. And let's see the last part. The left rectangle of the whole square. How much does it weigh? It's just the same as the right part, the right rectangle. So we can add all right parts together, all right numbers together. Also, we can use 400 times 2 to find it. It should be 800. Okay, and finally, for the whole square, how can we solve it? How can we find it? Yeah, so the first solution, you just need to use 800 plus 400 plus 200 plus 100 plus 100. Add all parts in the square together. We can get the whole part. It should be 1,600 grams. It's a bit complicated, right? As so many numbers. So we still have another method. You can also use the second one. When we know half of the total and we want to find the total, we just need to use half plus the other half. Or so we can use half times 2 to find the total amount. It should be 1,600 grams. So after you use the square to represent the total, you can just cut it step by step. Why not just use a circle? You can see here. Can you distinguish the difference between the blue part and the red part very clearly, do you think? They look quite similar, right? If we continue to cut it, it will be much more similar, even more similar. So that's why we use the square to represent the total. Okay, now let's continue. The second question. A standard dice has 7 as the sum of the dots on opposite faces. The dice is put on the first square as shown below, and then rolls towards the right. Which side is the right side? And when the dice gets to the last square, we want to know what is the total number of dots on the 3 faces marked with the question marks. Now let's find the 3 question marks. The front face, the top face, and also the right face. Now let's see, what does opposite mean? It's a very important concept. Let me become bigger. Let me see how to do this. Okay, now, can you see me clearly? Perfect. Let's see, opposite means which is opposite to the front face. Bank, which is opposite to top. Button, which is opposite to left. Right. Okay, so in this way we can find there are 3 pairs of opposite faces in one cube. And now we know the first one, the front face, is 2. And when we move it towards right, it should be turns like this, and this. Okay, always towards the right in this question. And let's find each face first. We know the sum of the 2 opposite faces should be 7, so which is opposite to 2? Okay, we can start with 1. It's easier. Which is opposite to 1? 6. Which is opposite to 2? 5. Which is opposite to 3? 4. Because if we add them together, we can get 7. Okay, it's quite easy to find opposite faces. Now let's continue. When I rotate it into the right side, let's see first the red, the 2 should face front, and let's see the top one is 1 and the right one is 3, like this. When I rotate it to the right, always to the right, No matter how many times I rotate it, could you please tell me what is the first number? What is the front number? It's always 2, right? It will never turn to bang because we just move from left to right, okay? So we will not change the front face. And let's continue. Yes, so the front face should always be 2. You can mark it. Sorry? Okay. Let me become smaller to write it here. Okay. And now let's continue to find another rule. Yeah, when we rotate this square, at first 2 is in front, 1 is on top, 3 is on the right. And after we rotate it for the first time, let's see, 3 will be bottom face. So right will, but the point is we always want to know the right face and the front face and the top face. So which one will become right? At first, one is on top. And let's see. After I rotate once, 1 is on the right. So top face will become right face. And let's check. Which one will become top? Now let's rotate it again. At first, this is top. After I rotate once, see, this side will become our new top. So then that is our left side. Left will turns into the new top face. We just need to know the 2 rows to find the right face and the top face. So let's check it. For the first row, for the first time, let me give you one. That is here. Okay. Okay, and let's see. This is our first size. The front face is always 2. How about the right? After we rotate it once, this is the first time to rotate it. The top face will become right. So this time, right is 1. And on the bottom, who is on the top now? Who is our new top? The left side, which is opposite to 3, and on the left at first. It's 4, okay? So now the top face is 4. Let's continue to rotate it for the second time. We got another one. So let me get one. Yeah, here. And always the front face is 2. How about the right? The right will come from the top of the last shape. So it's 4 now. And the top should be opposite to 1. It should be on the left in the first one, in the first shape. So it's 5. And then, it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. So be careful. And let's see the third shape. After we rotate it again, what will happen? What will be on the top and right? 2 is still in the front. And at the top in the second shape should be our right now. And the left on the second shape will become our top. So that is opposite to 4. And that's 3. And let's see the next one. The next one still has 2 in the front, but has 3 on left. 3 on left now. On the right now, sorry. Because 3 is just the last top. And that's which one? Which one is our new top now? It should be opposite to 6. So it's 1. And let's see, after the fourth rotate, have we got the last shape? No, we have to rotate it again. So we got a new one here. Sorry? Don't move. Okay, now let's see. Sorry. Okay, now I make the fifth one. Here, 2 is still in the front and which is the right now. 1. The top face in the lost shape. Let's see who is opposite to 3. 4, so that's our new top. And finally, we just need to add all the 3 numbers in the lost shape together. We can get 2 plus 4 plus 1 equals 7. So, in this question, B is our correct answer. Okay, so remember, when you are solving such a question, yes, and you can make such a cube normally to find the pattern. And then when you are sitting for the exam, you can know how to learn how to use the rule. Now let's see the last question. It told us several teams came to the summer kangaroo camp, and we know each team has 5 or 6 members. There are 43 people in total. How many teams are at this camp? So that means there are 2 kinds of teams. We can name them as Team A. It has 5 members. And the Team B, it has 6 members. We know there are 43 people in total in Team A, in both A and B. But we are not very sure how many teams A we have, how many teams B we have. Let's see how to do this question. The first way to solve it, you just need to list all possibilities. See, perhaps there is only one team A, one type of one team A, so that should mean how many team B do we need? Just like this, you list all possibilities and check if they can satisfy. If they can satisfy the conditions in the question, okay. Pilates, sorry. And now let's continue. The second method. Let's suppose there are only teammates. There are only teams of 5 members, of smaller members. Can it work or not? That means we need to use 43 divided by 5 to find how many teams can we have. 8 remaining 3. So, apart from the 8 teams, do we need other teams to put the 3 members? Let's see. There are still 3 members who need a team. That means we mistake some teams. They should. So the difference between 5 and 6 is 1. That means we have considered some team B as the team of only 5 members. They lack 1 member. We have to add it, give it back. So if we have mistaken one team A as one team B, that means 1 member has no team to go. There are 3 members who doesn't find their team. So that means there are 3 teams which should have 1 more members than 5 members. So you can see this is the number of team B. And let's see how to find team A. You just need to take 3 away from 8 to find there should be 5 team A. Now, don't forget, please remember to check if you get the correct answer, okay? So, 3 teams of 6 members and 5 teams that have 5 members. And if we add them together, we can get just 43 members. That's why it's true. Okay, and this is called assumption method. Also, you can use even another method to solve it. Still, after we suppose there are only teams of 5 members, so there should be 8 teams, but we still have 3 members who didn't have a place to go, right? So let's see, there are already 8 teams. So let's draw 8 circles to stand for the 8 teams. And at first we think, oh, every team has 5 members, like this. Okay, so let's fill in the circle by 5. But we found we still have 3 members. We still need to find the team of the left 3 members, right? So let's see. Can I just put all the 3 members in one team? Of course not. So because the biggest number of members in one team is 6. So for every team, we can only add one more members. And there are 3 members. They should find a team. So we can change 3 5s into 6. Okay, and let's see. There are 3 teams, 3 team B and 5 team A now. And let's check it. Is that correct? So 6 times 3 plus 5 times 5 equals 43. So it's correct. And let's give the final answers. How many teams are here? 8 teams. Don't forget to write down this because you can see sometimes there are so many steps to write down. That's why we need to remember to write the final answer to remind the teacher. Hi teacher, my answer is 8 teams, okay? So I have got it. So the second method, in fact, is assumption method. You can use the first one, list all possibilities in a table, and also you can use the assumption method to solve such a question. And if you enter higher grades, you will find it's quite similar to the chicken and rabbit problem, and we will learn that in the future. Okay, so that's all for today's practice. See you tomorrow. Bye.